from that lost in the first round and talk about everyone pick a different team. Talk about a team that and what they can do differently to
What?
get back to get back next year.
No, you talking about everybody pick a different team. What
I'm
if
about to
we
say, what
all
we did
on
the
yeah,
the
we
same
same team?
all
team.
do the same team, but I'm just saying pick a team and what can they do to get better next year, be back next year, and be more
We're gonna
competitive.
start with you, Walt. Go ahead.
Oh man, I got so much pressure. Okay, not.
You feel like Doc Rivers? That boy got that Doc Rivers pressure, boy.
I'm assuming Nico wants the Bulls, so I'm gonna leave the Bulls alone.
No. Pick who you want to pick.
I mean, honestly, I was gonna pick the boys though, but
No, pick them. I got another team.
yeah, I was gonna say the boys though. I feel like the boys weren't really missing. I mean, I just felt like the injury bug really kind of caught up with them, and then like Nico was saying, like they were too small. Like I said, Valanciunas,
Yeah.
Vucevic, I think that's his name.
Oh yeah.
He think he was like the only tallest player, honestly, on
He is
Chicago.
our
So I just feel like maybe Chicago just need to maybe get a little bit of height, get a little bit more athleticism. Hopefully they don't catch the injury bug, and because like I said, Caruso got hurt this year. Cody White got hurt this year.
Levine set out last night.
Levine was hurt with with a knee issue. So I mean, honestly, if you get past the injury bug, I feel like the Bulls could have made somewhat of a run. But I mean, honestly, I feel like they just missing maybe another key superstar. And if they can find somebody in the free agency this offseason, they could definitely do something next year for sure.
True. Go ahead, John.
I'm gonna say I'm gonna skip Denver and Brooklyn just because I think if they had Joe Harris or Jamal Murray, they're completely different teams. So I think injuries held them back. Utah, man. So they're this now that they're out. This team is talking about being on the verge of being broken up. I mean, they're talking about breaking this team up and maybe being a different look next year. For me, they need a more explosive wing, right? Bogdanovich is special, man. He's a great player. He can defend, he can shoot, whatever. But you need a guy who can another guy who can, attack the basket. Man, they have Conley, but Conley has not been what he used to be, man. And it's too bad because I love Conley. He was like a little bit like a John Wall. He could do a little bit of everything. Defend. He could shoot the three. He could attack. Whatever. He did.
Talking about back in the day.
Oh, yeah. Okay. I'm like,
right. No, yeah, and it's two guys.
Like what?
Two guys who both, you know what I mean, like never lived up to their full potential. You know what I mean? Like we never got to see
Hey, you ain't never lied about that.
Never. So maybe they go out and get a Bradley Beal or something. Like go out and get somebody explosive on the wing, right? Someone who's a 3-point threat, but also can put the ball on the floor, attack the basket, and I did think that leaving Gobert on the floor and having him guard who is guard Luka, having him guard Luka so many times was like, why is this mismatch happening? So I did think there were some coaching issues that were going on with Utah, but I think if they're not going to break up the team, if they really truly want to win and run it back, then I think they need to go get themselves a wing player who can, a dual threat. I was also going to say, Rudy Gobert also needs to get rid of his bee farm. I was going to put that out there. This dude showed up to the game today with a big old swollen nose because he got stung by a bee today because he got stung on his bee farm. I was also going to say that too.
Why do you have a bee farm? Never.
He's in Utah, man. It's
you got money, you can buy stuff like that.
It's Utah, man.
Mike Tyson got a pigeon coop.
But yeah, the man showed up to the game today with a swollen face. So, I assume that didn't help. Maybe with his peripheral or being able to see, whatever. Listen, man.
Well, you got shots, don't you?
I'm just saying, man. Like, get rid of the bee farm, or else Hey, you know what? I'm just saying, put the helmet on game day. Put the helmet on so you ain't getting stung. That's all.
Put the helmet on when you go to the bee farm.
I was about to say, he's supposed to have like a suit or something. He's supposed to go into when you got a bee farm.
But I mean, sometime with them dudes, they be go in there.
This team was like second best in like 3-pointers made all season, and then got outshot I think Dallas made like 15 threes a game while they were only making 8 a game. And then we used to think of Utah as a defensive team, but like Jalen Brunson, they allowed themselves to lose this series. I mean, Jalen Brunson had 3 30-point games in his career. The dude averaged 32 for the first 3 games.
I'm gonna actually go with the team in the West, but they're young, and that's the Pelicans. I think they got off to that rough start, starting the season like 1-12 or something crazy like that. But they did enough to get into the playoffs, and they did well, man. I mean, I think their only problem is they're young. I'm excited to see what they look like next year. If they can keep that team, if they can keep that team and keep those rookies and everybody, do what they do, I don't see why they can't be dangerous. And then you add a person like Zion, hopefully he figures out, whatever he got to figure out, and they should be a problem next year. I think if they can stay healthy, they can be what Memphis is this year. I think that can be New Orleans.
That's a big.
I think they're missing a defensive component that Memphis has, but I think offensively, I think they're competitively just right there.
Memphis got a defensive component.
Yeah, they can
The
defend.
whole team play defense for real, somewhere.
Have y'all been watching this series?
Yeah, I'll give you that. I give you that. I give you that.
Before,
but I mean that Karl Anthony Towns had like 2 games where he scored like 10 points.
Patrick Beverley done had like 23 times.
I agree. They give up. That's the thing is they give up a lot to like random players and do well against the stars.
I'm like, when did Pat start hitting threes? But all right, I'll see you, Pat.
Yeah, he's been having himself a nice little series.
Yeah,